don't you knock?
Knock on what?
You're not wired for marriage, Jack. Your decree absolute, your divorce certificate.
I'll have it framed and treasure it always.
Ah, Richard, this is Jack.
Great to meet you.
I've had a bit to drink. I need a lift.
Can you do me a favour and make sure Mackay gets home okay?
That's no log.
How long's he been in the water?
At least 3 days, I reckon. Long enough to blow it up to float with this lot attached.
Well, somebody obviously wanted him dead.
Oi, Moretti, you're gloved up, mate. It's your turn.
It's funny how it always seems to be my turn.
Well, it's character building, my friend.
Oh, character building, is that what you're calling it these days?
Get in there.
Last night was...
Okay.
Yep, and how high was it? Okay, and the one before that, how high did it
Well, it's an expensive jacket.
The last 2 tides had highs of 1.9 and 2 metres. His body could have gone in anywhere.
So no crime scene as yet.
Okay, here we go. Driver's licence, Alexander James Mayo. Bunch of business cards and... what do you know? He's a property developer. He's building the Isle d'Esprit.
Ile-d'Esprit?
Is that filled-in swamp?
On the GC, we prefer to call it reclaimed wetland, Jack.
Right.
Main Beach CIB, I'm Detective Tully. This is Detective Cross. We're here to see Mrs. Mayo.
I know.
Temple.
Well, shrine to money.
You're a friend of the Mayos, sir?
Cassie's. Gregor Fox, 2 X's. Baby,
Gregor?
these people are police. Detectives Tully and Cross.
Mr. Fox, would like a moment alone, please.
I want him to stay.
It's a sensitive issue, Mrs. Mayo.
I have no secrets from Gregor. I want him to stay.
I'm afraid we have some bad news. We've found a body we believe to be your husband's. I'm very sorry.
He was in a dark place. How did it happen?
We believe that he was murdered.
Murdered? But... You said he was sad. You saw him sad and angry.
You saw him before he died?
I had a vision. The spirit showed me Alex in a dark place.
Gregor's a psychic, a clairvoyant, and he knew there was something wrong with Alex.
I saw Alex surrounded by strong anger. There was a lot of red and brown in his aura.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Mrs. Mayo, when was the last time you saw your husband?
4 nights ago, we had a fight.
What was your fight about?
The development at Ile-d'Esprit. He was so stressed about it.
Mr. Fox, what were your movements the night Mr. Mayo disappeared, sir?
I was here.
Doing a reading for me.
Could your husband have met anyone that night? A friend, colleague?
I don't know. His 5th chakra was so blocked. We were hardly communicating anymore.
His 5th chakra was blocked. Give me a break.
You know, that's the psychic guy from the radio show.
That guy's psychic. I'm Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, well, you do think you're the greatest.
Walked straight into that one, didn't
Oh,
I?
yeah. Hey, autopsy's in. The blow to the head didn't kill Alex Mayo.
What did then?
Water. He drowned.
So
object trauma to the right temple, caused the unconsciousness. It looks like he would have been in a pretty bad state before that. Zolpidem and hydrocodone in his system.
What does that mean?
Painkillers and sleeping pills. And cocaine, heaps of cocaine. Time of death, 72 to 80 hours ago.
Right, so drugged, bashed and chucked in the canal. It's a terrible thing to do to a man who drove a Porsche.
Is that Maya's car?
Identical model, the Boxster S. 0 to 100 in 5.4 seconds. It's the car that God drives.
Well, forget God's car. Let's just try and find Mayo's car. We followed up those business cards in his wallet.
Yes.
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 See that, Moretti? She's good. You know, you could learn something from her.
These are all businesses Mayo was dealing with. They all say he owes them money, by the way. But these are another story. Mayo's company was Ile d'Esprit. It's the major developer of the new apartment complex. But this company is the major backer of Ile d'Esprit, and they are owned again, in turn, by this company, who tell me that their financial backers are reconsidering the arrangement.
But who's the money man? Who's the big fish at the top?
Lazar Holdings.
It's Ivan Lazar's company.
Nice putt. Vulture gets the birdie.
Ile d'Esprit. You're a major investor.
What is this about?
Alex Mayo's been murdered.
Murder. Tragic.
You bailed out on his project?
Some people are very good financial managers. Not Alex. He was going broke very fast.
You pulling the pin wouldn't have helped.
I lost a lot of money because of him.
Business is a gamble.
He lost.
Okay, where have you been the last couple of days, Lazar?
New Zealand.
Lord of the Rings tour? Money laundering?
Buying a racehorse.
You reckon he killed Mayo for losing his money?
I reckon he'd kill him for losing his place in the queue. I wonder how Mrs. Mayo felt about her husband going broke.
I was terrified. I still am.
You're financially involved in his company?
I'm a co-director. I never really paid much attention, but when Alex started getting so stressed and the debt started mounting, I told him to sell before we lost everything.
But he wouldn't?
Alex thought if you believed in something hard enough, you could make it happen. He kept believing in Ile d'Esprit and we kept losing money.
Did you two ever argue about money?
All the time. That's all we ever spoke about the last few months. And now he's gone. Maybe it's what I deserve.
He must have been pretty stressed. How did he cope? Drink, drugs?
Cocaine. He said it calmed him. It didn't, though. Just made him wild.
What about you? Did you take it too?
Of course not. Gregor says it lowers your vibration.
You're close to Mr. Fox, aren't you?
He's like my mentor. Kind of like a spirit guide, but in this realm, not the next.
What about prescription drugs? Mrs. Mayo, did he take those?
Oh, he hurt his elbow playing golf.
Did he play golf with Lazar?
Not often. He was taking painkillers through his elbow.
No sleeping pills?
Oh, he slept well.
Even with the cocaine?
Would you? Tamia?
Sure. There you go.
What do you think?
It's a nice frock.
I mean, is it okay for a funeral?
Mrs. Mayo, this is awkward, but we have to ask. Were you or your husband having relations with anyone else?
What, you mean like an affair?
Mm-hmm.
Alex wasn't seeing anyone and I only ever had relations with my husband's.